Hello and welcome, Professor Monica Chaudhry. Ma'am, would you please tell us about yourselves?
Hello, good morning, everybody. I am Monica Chaudhry. I'm an optometrist by profession, and I'm both a clinician and an educator. I graduated from AIMS, worked there, took my retirement, and was there till 2009, working as the senior optometrist. Then I moved on to education field along with clinical practice. So we set up the optometry schools in IGNU, MET, and the my last was establishing the School of Health Sciences as Ansel University, where I was the director. I also do consultation practice and I'm fully involved in education.
Ma'am, that's really incredible. Moving on to the topic in hand, stigma, myths, movies, and spectacles. I recently saw a girl, she must have been around 5, just refusing to get an eye test due to the fear that she would be bullied in school if she got spectacles. And it made me wonder if patients are reluctant to get their eyes tested due to these social or emotional prejudices, what can be done?
You rightly pointed out it is a stigma. Of course, it was much more years back. It is much lesser now as the education and awareness is building up. But the first reaction when anybody would be just advised or prescribed a spectacle lens is like as if something's fallen apart, and then their whole cosmetic or the beauty and the peer influence would come in. There are children where we find who are wearing spectacles, but when the parents would insist on wearing spectacle, they would carry it in their bag or they would remove it and keep it in the bag during the school hours just because they've been tagged as a spectacle wearer or something like that in the schools. So the purpose, and that has led to many problems because parents are not keen, they are not regularly following up. So the awareness of leave alone the routine eye examination, even when the prescription is required, people are not happy about it. So I think during the what can be done is, yes, a public message. And I feel that spectacles are so smart nowadays that they should not be taken up as a stigma. Second, when the prescription is given to a patient, at that very moment, the emphasis should be the purpose of this spectacle and how it can help the patient and what disadvantages it can have if the patient or the child is not going to be wearing it. It is very clear and stated that if children who are especially myopic are not wearing these spectacles, they can their progression of numbers are very likely. The lazy eye phenomena can come in, headaches and strains. Kids who do not see clear are introverts, are more into the book reading, and their personalities and behaviors are also found to be changing because they have not had a good visual correction. So I think building up awareness and talking about the purpose of prescribing those glasses can be explained. And of course, in the general public, the message should go out that there is nothing like a disease if somebody's got a spectacle number. It doesn't mean that somebody is going to be isolated around. Public should accept all these kind of things. And I think it looks more scholarly to be wearing a spectacle nowadays.
Yes, ma'am, I totally agree with you. Uh, is there a way that we can make practitioners more aware about taking care of our eyes so that they can help their patients in a better manner?
Okay, so let me say there are too many things which one has to educate about. Not every time one would have time in their practical practices to sit down and chat. Of course, the public information display boards are also there, or the waiting area carrying those things. So taking care of eyes begins right from first basic thing is routine eye examination. And if I begin with a child, a child who is born with some problem in the eye, if he is not treated by 7 years of age, his eye vision development will be hampered. And for throughout his life, even the best of the doctors cannot help him recover that vision. Routine eye exam means getting a spectacle number in children is likely to increase as they grow in height. So if they miss that on, the numbers are going to further progress. And when we come to young adults, small numbers even make a big difference. All of our lives are now digital screens. And if you don't wear that prescription, your eyes are tend to get headaches. There are anomalies in the eyes which lead to, in layman, I would say, imbalance of muscles, and then hence the focusing point reduces. People are not healthy, the eyes get strained up, you start getting headaches very frequently, and every time you have an headache, your whole quality of life goes bad. When I go up to 40 plus age, I know everybody has to have a spectacle, which is known. It's an age phenomena. 40 plus means having a reading glass, like what even I use right now. And a reading glass is not only meant for near, it has to be laptops, distances, and all these kind of things. But when one crosses that age of typically being a 40 plus, there are underlying things which starts happening in the eye. If they are not detected on time, you actually, by the time you land up, you are losing your vision. Say, let's say glaucoma. Glaucoma is called the silent thief of the eye. It's a disease where the pressure of the eyeball increases. Patients will not have any symptom. It may be a vague eye pain or headache, but glaucoma can be detected only on a routine eye exam. Patient will be having good vision, but at the same time, there is a background of glaucoma where the optic nerve silently starts getting damaged. And it is written research paper that people have reported to the eye clinics with glaucoma after almost when they have lost 50% of their vision. And then that lost vision cannot be recovered. So, one thing, let's say diabetic patient. A diabetic patient, again, the retina, starts getting bad. There are changes in it, which we call diabetic retinopathy. So, if the patient can be detected early with these changes, treatments are possible. And whatever vision loss in future which would happen can be prevented. We can retard the progression of that changes because of the diabetic eye. Unfortunately, again, patients would come back to us with diabetic retinas or damaged eyes, and whatever vision is lost is very difficult to be recovered in these cases. So, the purpose of awareness is even people knowing that you may feel have a good vision, which may be perceived by you as good vision, but there are many things which can happen behind or inside the eye, which can be missed out and can lead to a permanent damage of vision. And prevention is the best thing. Prevention means timely detection and management. So I think building up awareness on eye care needs is enough, even if we talk about computers, how to handle them, the way our life is with digital screens, how to prevent ourselves from a typical computer vision syndrome. Let me add here something very important. India is bright and sunny. We have good sunshine, but at the same time, we have enough of ultraviolet radiations, and we are almost at the high UV index throughout the year in the whole country. UV radiation damages the retina gradually. It leads to macular degeneration. So, somebody who is 60 years, 70 years, and has a retina which is damaged, why don't we just start now protecting the eye from UV radiation by giving these protective glasses, which are UV radiation protective glasses? So, a spectacle not only saves your vision, prevents it from damaging because of the UV radiation. You may not have a spectacle number or your eyesight may be perfect, but you can protect your eyes from UV radiation by wearing these protective glasses. Then these glasses are also said to be having enhanced contrast, glare. You can improve your 6 by 6 or 20 by 20 quality of vision by just wearing spectacles, which may not be having that typical power, which enhance the contrast, which reduce the glare, and lot more myths and things. So it's not a spectacle which is just for a vision requirement. It's a protective spectacle also, which is available in the market and is very much there. One realizes it when one gets the disease, and you cannot reverse many of these things, and you cannot go back to your early childhood or young age to start with that protection. So I
Uh,
think a
and
lot of message has to go about knowing about all these things and building in awareness.
and that was really insightful, and I will definitely tell my dad about it because he's diabetic and above 45. uh, Actually, a few days back I was watching a Bollywood blockbuster, Ye Jawani Hai Diwani, and it amazed me that the heroine couldn't hold on to her hero despite being in love. But later on, when she got a makeover, basically ditched her spectacles, the hero found her irresistible. And it set me thinking that is there a way we can somehow make not wearing spectacles unfashionable? I mean, as you also pointed out, protective eyewear is so beneficial. We have one for pandemic, and then one with UV rays that protects us against UV rays, and then some for reading and driving, etc.
Yeah. So my core speciality is, of course, contact lens, and I do sight restoration contact lenses in many cases, and I also do low vision. So I would merge both the things into it. You see, I myself am a contact lens user when I need to go around in a place where I feel, yes, cosmetically. So there is a dual kind of variability which is there. I don't say that see a patient who's a contact lens patient to just be with the contact lenses. You know, of course, that movie was highlighting and promoting more about the fact that yes, cosmetically or the features. So the younger ones, if they feel, they can have occasional wearing of contact lenses when they want to, if it is really important to impress somebody out, or a meeting where you are really not interested in. But that stigma, it's simply because, you see, it's not that patient, she was a doctor here herself, but it was the other side of the patient or the peer influence which considered that yes, she's not beautiful because she's wearing those glasses. Whereas, that typical glasses became one of the most popular designs, and we had a lot of patients who have specifically asked for those. But at the same time, suppose there are instances in a life of somebody which is like you're dressed up for a marriage and you're fully dressed up, and yes, there are glasses. And if you really feel that yes, your looks can be enhanced by wearing a contact lens, it could be you have one day disposable contact lens for those kind of occasions. But that does not mean that one should avoid wearing spectacles. These spectacles itself have a reason, and that's what even I do. I would pick up my contacts when I feel yes, I need to wear it. There are technical advantages in contacts also at certain times, which of course can be specific to any patient. But the stigma has to go away. So just wearing a contact because you're cosmetically been influenced or considered non-beautiful is not correct, and people must realize that. And that should be conveyed to all.
Yes, ma'am. Since we are, aiming towards creating higher positivity towards eye testing, what is the most professional way to conduct a basic eye test or vision care exam?
Okay. So I would say, even whether it is any optician or any outlet or an optometry clinic or an ophthalmology clinic, right? To a hospital, of course, the patient would only walk in when he's got some problem, right? But he walks into an optical clinic when he's just like, maybe I have to get a, say, I feel that I am not seeing so well. So the first thing is he moves on to it. So the professionalism is at this grassroots level. The patient who is walking in, of course, is tested for his spectacles, and it is ensured that he sees the best vision, which is 6 by 6 vision. But at the same time, these points which I said, whether it was a child, the talking to that child about, yes, myopia progression, the need for the glasses, the awareness, the UV protection is important at that, and that is professionalism. a patient who walks in with that particular problems, at least I'm not saying that there has to be a diagnosis made, an awareness made. So the preliminary eye exam, to have a quick look at the eye to say the eye is healthy, and something inside the eye, like measuring the eye pressure or looking at the retina, so that the patient is ensured that you are 6 by 6 and these are your eye is otherwise healthy also. So a professional exam would just not mean testing the vision, giving spectacle, having a quick look at the eye and building awareness to the patient about these disorders where he should go and get a further eye exam.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for joining us today and sharing such amazing
Thank you.
information. And
Thank
we
you.
hope you be a part of Optician India in the future too.
I am. And I strongly believe that Optician India's message going across and the whole team of Optician India across the India who's joining with them will get into this professional eye exam. We can even help them out in designing a standard protocol of how to do the basic primary eye care exam. At least build awareness to your patients so that we can prevent their vision not only today but throughout their life.
Thank you so
Thank
much,
you.
ma'am.
Thank you.